Well, hello everybody. It's Leanne Greff from Minot, North Dakota with today's live video. Every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Time, I host a free class basically on my Flowerbugs Ink Spot Facebook page. So if you are watching later on YouTube and you want to follow me on Facebook, check out Flowerbugs Ink Spot. That's where you can find me. And I have new product to share with you, both from the mini catalog that's coming out in a few weeks, maybe more than a few weeks, and the new online exclusives too. I have a few of those. So yeah, it's a great catalog. I think everybody's going to be really happy with the product in here. I've heard lots of great things, lots to choose from, and the online exclusives are awesome as well. As usual. Let's see, I'm gonna sync up my laptop. I want to make sure I'm live in the right place. There we go. Okay, and we're crooked. It's funny how I can start straight and from my camera view. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Barb, already. I appreciate that. Okay, did I straighten it? I got my laptop. Yeah, it's better. I'm gonna come down a little bit and over. Sorry. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, hopefully. All right, so where to start? We'll start with this. Actually, I'm going to start with the inventory status report. So that is, it's not bad. There's a few things. Unfortunately, the Extraordinary Flora washi tape and dies went out of stock already. That was on the in color sale, so that does not surprise me because it was reduced in price. Yeah, so a few dies, a couple folders, and these hole punch assortments, but it should be, some of these should be coming back available this week. So hopefully we will see some of these back, but it's not bad, not a bad status report. All right, so let's do door prizes. So last week I mentioned whoever commented would be in the drawing for my last designer paper share that I had on special last month. So the winner of this one is, and I think she's on already, is Joanne Anderson. So yay, Joanne, you will be sent that designer paper share. And Shar, not sure if she's watching yet, I didn't see her name, she will get a free tutorial from my kit and tutorial shop. So congratulations, gals. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and sharing my video last week. So the prize for commenting this week is a set of the party dots. And these are actually now on the last chance list. So reduced in price. So make sure that you watch, check out the last chance list, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so congratulations, Shar and Joanne. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and sharing my video from last week. So the last chance list, I did print it out, and I actually have two parts, part 1 and part 2, because there's so many. When I have my local classes, I like to be able to have two people browsing them at the same time. So there's a ton of items, and as you can see, a lot of reduced prices. So some of our ephemera is down to $2.80 and $3.50. It's crazy. Dies for $12.60 instead of $21. Last year's in colors, ink pads and cardstock reduced in price. So yeah, lots of ribbons and designer papers. Yeah, you definitely want to check out the last chance list when you're putting an order in, or if you just like good deals. And the other thing is the in color sale. So there are 12 designer papers. There's multiple inks, scrapbook kits, blends, markers, ribbons, ephemera, and even kits from the online store. So the Stampin' Spots also contain an in color, so they are reduced. So anything that has an in color in it, a lot of embellishments. So yeah, I'm really excited about this in color sale. There's some great deals, as well as our online exclusives. They aren't new this time, but they were released in July. So while you're shopping, check out everything to make sure you don't miss anything. So, all right. One of my specials this month is a free card kit. So it includes these 3 cards and the directions for each card. This is what it looks like that you'll get. It's these cards that have the pieces pre-cut for you and included, folded in the cards. So that's how it comes. You'll get the directions and the pre-cut card kit when you place an order with me over $55. So that is how that works. That's my special for ordering this month. All right, so question, do you want, I'm going to demonstrate. I was going to say, do I want to do this first? Or I have one project to show. It's very quick. So I will do that. And it features the very popular Sunflower 3D embossing folder. So I'm using this for my card club as well. So I will have another project, or 2 or 3, because it's so fun to use, that I will be sharing later. But today's project is this one right here. So I did this for my team swap, and it is for our monochromatic swaps. And oh gosh, I should share those. I'll have to be next week because I have too much to share. Yeah, we had wonderful swaps from this month for our team. But yeah, this is what I did for our monochromatic swaps. So I'm going to walk you through that. So I actually used this designer paper. This is the Country Woods paper. This is how much I have left of this piece. But you can kind of see the lines in the background of this, and a little bit of like a peachy color, which I'm not sure that falls into the browns, which is supposed to be my monochromatic theme, but I might have cheated just a little bit. So, oh, I am missing an ink pad. Hold on a second. I see that. I'm using it for card club as well, so it was in another place. All right, so my colors here are pecan pie with early espresso, and in the inside I used basic beige. So I'm not going to stamp the leaves. This is from the Artistic Leaves stamp set that is in another place in my room right now. But we will, hopefully this is all, of course it's a little bit off. So to put that together, well, you know what? I'm going to put it together later. You don't need to see me assemble everything, but I wanted to show the technique. So I already embossed this. So the neat thing about this folder, it's one of those large folders, is you can get 2, even if they're larger than this. Say they're 4 by 5 and a quarter, you can emboss 2 at the same time. So it does save a lot of time. And I am using the debossed side, the indented side. Okay, all right, so we will start with our pecan pie. And I didn't do anything special except for rub ink on here. And you can't hardly even see the texture because it's designer paper. I will say that it's a little more fragile to use designer paper in the folder because it's such deep embossing. But so it does, I have had a little cracking on a few spots, but not on this one. Designer paper is a little thinner. So you're basically going to rub this over, and you can see that I'm using a piece of scrap paper over your folder. And I'm trying to pick up some of those veinings. And even, so I'm almost tilting it a little bit on some of the areas to make sure I pick up some of those veinings. That looks pretty good, like I got most of it. See, it just pops that texture so beautifully. All right, then I'm gonna grab, and like I said, this is a little outside the rules, Calypso Coral. Just to add a little touch of, I don't know, another color. So it just like I said, picks up and adds another little bright color besides. And you could do this one first. It does not matter. In fact, I probably should have. I don't believe, because it dries so fast, it's water-based ink, that I got any darker color on my Calypso Coral. I don't believe I did. I don't see anything, and it seems to stamp and work just fine. Okay, so that's all you need to do to get that pretty color on these folders. So I want to show you how this is done. These are the Arches dies. Now when you're using these and adding, I already stamped, and this is also, I believe, from the, no it's not. I don't remember what stamp set this is. It'll be on my blog next week when I share this, but I wanted to show the wrapping of the twine. And this is from our Essentials twine pack. So here's what I do. I never cut it off. I leave enough to tie a bow, and then I simply wrap twice, and again leave enough to tie a small bow, and then you simply tie an overhand knot and trying to keep everything in its right place. And I want my knot, sorry, I want my knot to be kind of at the top, away from the word the best. So I'm gonna scoot that start of the knot up to, oh, it's very awkward to show this. Twine is, I love it, but it is awkward. So I'm trying to hold that taut with my thumb on that area, and then I simply tie a knot. I didn't do the best job of holding that taut, but it's good enough, or I could add a mini glue dot. And then if you want to move that, you simply kind of pull down on the back and up on the front, and you can move that knot. So it just adds a little something to your card, and then that would go on here. It's a little bit long, so I do need to trim it, and then it would go on here. Isn't that a pretty card? It just makes you like, oh, is that a flower underneath? Now this one doesn't have as much coral on it as this one does, so it's a little bit more rusty looking, but they're so pretty. I just love that folder. So I expect this will be out of stock again. It was out of stock for last month, most of it, but oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Laura. Thank you. That's really nice of you. She said it's her favorite card that she's seen with the sunflower set. They are so, you can almost do no wrong with this folder. Every color of the rainbow makes it beautiful. So yeah, there's so many techniques. I'll be sharing more, not sure, maybe next week. We'll see. If it's still available, I will likely share it next week. But now I want to get into a sneak peek of the new products. So I think I'm going to start with the online exclusives. All right, so we're going to start with Christmas. And excuse me, I didn't have them all out of the packages. This is Modern Christmas. And it is black, white, and gold. So I think I turned over every piece so you could see it. Isn't it beautiful? And like I'll show you that the trees in a moment here. But like I was telling my downline in their video, you could add extra color. You could use your markers and add extra line to make black and white plaid. You could color in trees on the black and white here and add red trees, green trees, blue trees, whatever. So this is Modern Christmas. Now it does go with this twine, black and gold, and I think it's white and gold. Baker's twine. There is a stamp set called Ornamental Christmas, and here is that bundle. So yeah, I don't think there's no ribbon. Oh, there's also these large gold hoops. So these will work with, just think about making an ornament with some of these dies in here. With the star die, it just fits wonderfully. The trees, so these are very large, larger than a bracelet would be. And they're thin. They're pretty flat. And actually, when I put them next to some of our embellishments, they're flatter than our embellishments. So you will have to, you can easily use these on cards or 3D projects. So that is that sweet. Modern Christmas. That's going to come out September. Don't quote me, but 3rd or 4th, somewhere in there. And then another, well, I'm going to show you this other designer paper before I show you the next suite. I'm not sure, this goes with a snowflake suite, and I didn't get the whole suite, but this paper is called Silent Snowfall, and it is embossed snowflakes. I'm hoping you can see that when I hold it up to the light. Sorry for the reflection earlier. Yeah, so I think this will be great for just a soft texture or brayering over this, sponging over this, using hues of, I would say, blues. That's where I tend to go. So that is that paper. Now the next suite is the Gathering Together. And I have used a lot of this because I used it for my team meeting project. So I have a few projects to share with you. So yeah, I'm shy on some of this paper, but this is my favorite right here, this combination. So pretty. It has gold. Actually, I think it calls it champagne accents. So there is some of this designer paper. Now, yeah, it has basic beige, white, olive, espresso, Cajun craze, and champagne, and of course, crushed curry. So there is twine with this in olive and espresso, which I was so happy. This will be one of my kits to go in September. So that was an easy decision, just in time for fall cards for the next few months. And then there are these Cajun Craze and Gold Dots, which will also be part of my kit to go. And then there is a really cool bundle. So this bundle has distinctive leaves, acorn, mushrooms, berries, and then great greetings. They are wonderful. You'll see them on my cards in just a moment. Some background stamps. And these dies, I was like, what do you do with these large, so the outside, I can hardly get that off. I'll take this one off instead. The outside, I'll show you, I used this one, but I'm like, what is this? And I had to look at the samples online. It is for stitching with the twine to make your leaves look stitched. You stitch the veins. So that's what that's for, a new technique, neat background for adding extra elements to, because it's so large. Good, nice background on your cards. Or scrapbook pages would be gorgeous. All right, so with this bundle, I will show you some projects that we made. Let's see, we did this one with that triple stack technique where you take 3 pieces of paper at 3 3/4 by 5 and you just simply cut them into 3 pieces. And because you did all 3 at once, they are perfectly the same, and then you put 1 piece on each card. So it makes 3 cards. Now pay attention to these label dies. I'm going to show you those from the annual catalog. One of my absolute favorites. I will be using those a ton. Here's another one, kind of a fun fold, where it pops up. And there is the same label set. So this is, like I said, my favorite designer paper. So I'll be sharing these cards in a future live. And, oh, no, not that one. Save that one. So here's one where I used that large leaf die right here. Just the outline die. And then I used it on the 2-tone cardstock and used an emery board to show off some of the texture. This is also, ooh, I didn't bring that folder over. Hold on a second. There's a new folder. And yeah, here we go. So I don't remember the name. It might be leaf fall or something like that, but it has just these little tiny leaves that are falling. It's a nice calm textured background. So that is part of this entire suite. So here is a card I designed with the stamps only and another one of those dies from the label dies. So this one I simply just stamped a bunch of leaves and acorns for a background in Timid Tiger, Lost Lagoon, Early Espresso, and Peacock. So those are some of the cards made with the Gathering Moments bundle. Okay, let me clean my area up and we'll get started on the annual catalog or holiday catalog. Let me just move this all away. That was all online exclusives now, okay? Not the holiday catalog. That was online exclusives. All right, so next we will go kind of from the beginning of the catalog. Now, I didn't order everything. I do not. I'm trying to be more judicial with my ordering. So there's, these are called Dear Dots, and I think that there's some red hidden at the top. Yes, there is. Aren't those awesome? They remind me of the neutral dots. They're very flat. So yeah, this is, I think this is part of one of the Christmas suites. I don't think it's this one, but this is the one I ordered. So, oh, that's a lonely little guy. I wonder if the rest is in the back. Where are those? Here's another one. So there's 2 sheets of these die cuts that you can just pop out. And then there are, I think it's 6 or 8 of each of these. So look at the little card fronts you can make. And then there's gingham. And then there's another card front with a little garland. And the back is coordinating. And then there's these ornaments and another little accentuate. So this is the front of a card. And then you have plaid. So that is the Christmas tags and more. And it does not go with those Dear Dots, but I just wanted to show you because I think there's another designer paper that I didn't order that goes with those. So I think I lost the packaging, but I'll find it. Okay, and then this didn't go with that either, but this is the Greetings for You Mix and Match. So we have gold and white greetings. Aren't those awesome? So lots of greetings you can add to your cards. We're loving the ephemera. I notice a lot of people are so happy to just add that and not have to stamp anything on their projects. So that is the gold Greetings for You Mix and Match ephemera. All right. Oh, then to go with some of the Christmas, this is the Delightful Decorative Dots. Those are wonderful. They're kind of opaque. And then we have this ribbon. This is red shimmer ribbon, 1/2 inch. So we finally have some red ribbon back, which I'm very happy about. All right, moving on to the label dies that I talked about. So here are my favorite new dies that go with this. And this stamp set is already out of stock. I don't think they ordered enough. I hope this doesn't run out of stock before customers can start ordering. But there's just so many neat sizes and layers of label dies. This is definitely going to be a favorite. And these, a lot of these kind of fit into the curve. Anything that has a little curve, you can put greetings together. And like the Merry Christmas and whatnot fits into the large. So this is a great kind of a mix and match set. And these sequins that you see here are the traditional sparkling sequins. So I think they're part of this bundle. They're very, very flat and glittery. So that's that. So remember these. I showed you those in my autumn cards. I use those labels a lot. They're awesome. Okay, oh, this suite I'm super excited about. Okay, so there's Light and Wonder. And then there is kind of scene builder dies. that, oh, are gonna be super fun. So some trees, some large trees, some mountains, some clouds, and some shorter trees, and even some water. So that works and doesn't, I mean, it coordinates with this stamp set. But look at this paper. This is called Light and Aurora paper. Okay, Lights of Aurora. All right, so if I can do this right, you can see the other side is pretty plain. And then you've got some purples. There's Blackberry Bliss and, oh, let's see, Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon. They did such a good job on this designer paper. I was just thrilled because I have done this technique of making my own, and it's not easy and it's messy. And now we have designer paper to match. And then there are these frosted iridescent dots. You can see how well they match. And then the Balmy Blue sheer ribbon. So this is great sheer ribbon. You know how thin sheer ribbon can be to play with. So here is a swap card I made. I may add some of the ribbon, and I may change up my gems. I may change this up a little bit because it seems it's a little bit plain, but I used a 3-inch strip of designer paper so I can get a lot of swaps out of that. So yeah, wishing you a year of magic and wonder. So that is one of the cards made with that bundle. So yeah, that one I was like, oh, okay, no brainer. That is for me. That's an easy yes on my orders. Okay, next, oh, we have some 12 by 12 designer paper called, Autumn Toile. So this is, I'm sorry, this is kind of not to your view, but there are 3 of each in this pack. So here we have some ducks, and I should say pheasants. Oh, I should know my animals. So you can see that they're two-toned. And then we have this gorgeous pumpkin scene and corn. So I did make a card with that. I will show you in a little bit. And then we have some fox in here upside down. But Cajun craze, pecan pie, vanilla, and timid tiger. I put this back in here so I don't lose it. So part of that suite is this interesting, what is this called? Irregular weave trim. You can kind of see how it's rough on the edges. It's very thin, and I believe it's crumb cake. I could be wrong, but I believe it's crumb cake. And here is a card I made with it. I'm gonna change this up a little bit to have a different orientation, but that was my starting card with that pretty pumpkin designer paper. So just 1 inch by 3 inch strips make a great card to put a scene together like that. Okay, all right. Next, oh, and I did forget these. These are, let me open the package, streaked dots, and they look like wood to me. They're, they call them streaked. I don't see a lot of streak, maybe if you look really close, but they look just like wooden shiny gems to me. So they go with that toile designer paper. Okay, next is the Peaceful Garden Suite. Yeah, autumn, oh yeah, the autumn sets are really nice, yeah. Okay, all right, this is the Peaceful Garden, and it is all blues mostly. So I think I turned over every sheet. Oh, this one is not turned over. So it does include some doves, so great. And I'll show you the stamp set in just a moment. Let me move this over so I can finish. So there is the designer paper. Okay, with that, we have this beautiful silver and misty moonlight ribbon. Then we have the, let's see, hues of blue flowers. Hues of blues flowers. And the bundle is Peace on Earth. So great greetings, and not just for Christmas. So you can see lots of different greetings. And here is the the dies, and these label dies fit this embossing folder. So I don't know if you can see that. Pretty leafy background, and then where these labels fit, right in the center of that, so perfectly. So this is pretty much what sold me on the whole thing. And then I'm like, well, I might as well get everything because I do like everything. These little stars and the doves and the leaves. So you'll see some projects from me using this suite soon. And I did receive a card from my friend Susie using this suite. It was a pre-order item for people who did Creativity Now. So that's that fun fold that you can do an extra score line, and it kind of latches it closed. So yeah, that's a very, very pretty suite. All right. Next, I have just a few more samples as well. I signed up for a lot of swaps because, I should tell you, my BOGO sale for locals is on September 6th. It's a Saturday, my open house. And then later in the month, I will have a mystery box promotion where I gather up a bunch of items and put them in a mystery box that people can get for a great deal. So branching out, this was another no-brainer for me because of the dies. I also love leaves and trees and that kind of thing. And the greetings in here are wonderful. So you got the layering dies plus some berry, pine bough, pine cone, and this berry border as well. So let me show you. This is just, I don't think this is a suite. This is just a bundle. So my first card that I made uses both the stamps and these dies right here. So I made a background and stamped the inside. So this is birthday, it could be a birthday card, great masculine card. And then the other one was a case. I cased my friend Lori. So there is this kind of bookbinding fold using mostly the stamps. So here I use the dies, here I use the stamps. And that is that Toile designer paper. So the colors here are unusual. They are gray granite with early espresso. Okay, so those are a couple swaps made with the branching out bundle. I know, right? Yeah, it is a great catalog. Unfortunately, I cannot share the inside of the catalog until it goes live, but it is a wonderful catalog. And lastly, I had to order my friend Sharon Armstrong's $1 Million Stamp Set. So she did a remarkable job with this. She created this happy with a scene, a ocean palm tree scene that you can color with. It's distinctive. You can color with multiple colors and create a pretty background. And then happy place, happy life, happy times, happy days, happy birthday, hey y'all, and happy for you. So what a wonderful coordinating greeting stamps. She did a remarkable job on that. It is red rubber. It's not clear, but you don't really need clear in this case. But oops, I bent that. The happy is very large. Very large. So yeah, while I'm here, I'm gonna just show you, I did this for my team, to how I put my labels on. So I will alternate where I peel off. I'll do a bunch at the same time. Oops, there we go. And I'd probably do this one too. But then, I wish I wouldn't have bent that. Then I find that the matching stamps, and I'll show you how I put them together. Everybody does it differently. Some people only remove part of their labels. Other people do it all at once, like me. Some do it, everybody has a way, but this is my way. So I will take the matching, make sure it matches and you have the right one, because once it's on, it will not come off. Okay, so I will touch the tip and then match very slowly, making sure each end matches, and now it has it sticky. So here's another one, making sure it matches exactly. Start with one end, just barely touching, and slowly lowering it all down. So there I have 2 and then 3. So this is very large. If you look at the size of a card, it fits vertically, but I think it fits best horizontally. So very, very cool scene behind that happy. So yeah, I love it. She did a wonderful job. And now some people, I'm just going to remove these really quick and show you what some people do so they know they have, I don't do this, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. They will take this off, all this sticky business, or the white part, remove that, adhere this down inside their stamp case, trying to get it so it has room, and then they will fit their pieces. Boy, that's really wonky, isn't it? There we go. Then they will fit their pieces back in here for storage. Then they know that they have all of their pieces intact. I don't like this method because it's a little fussy, and I'm more of a get it done kind of person, but everything fits, and you know if there's a hole, you need to put your stamps back in there. So yeah, I'll be finishing these up later, but that's kind of how I do putting my labels on, because I do not like stamps without labels. I'm not one of those people who can like, well, which way is it? I need to see what everything is when I do that. But, oh, I did forget to show one thing. How could I do this? This is part of that Peaceful Garden suite. There is some glimmer paper. So there are, I think it's Misty Moonlight. This is just called blue, and then silver to go with this designer paper. So with that silver, that pretty silver ribbon that was in there. So that's kind of why that ribbon has the silver on it, I believe. So there we go. I think I got it all now this time. Okay, all right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget to comment to be in on and share to be in on the door prize drawing for next week. All right, I'll see you next week, and I will have more to demonstrate and share with you. Thanks so much, everybody. And don't forget to subscribe to my Facebook page and or my YouTube channel, wherever you're watching. All right, thanks so much. Take care.